Welcome to the NC Spin After Spin. Additional comments from our panelists just available on our website. Peg O'Connell, what do you wish you had said on the last show, but you didn't?
Well, Tom, I wish we'd had a little bit more time. You made reference to the number of people who've lost their work-related health insurance since the pandemic onset. They've lost their jobs. They've lost their health insurance. That puts another 250,000 North Carolinians in the coverage gap. So one of the policy solutions that we can work on next year needs to be some kind of North Carolina solution for closing the coverage gap. The federal government has offered us 90% of the fees. There are funding mechanisms to make up the rest of that money, but we have people who have no health insurance and no way to pay for care in the middle of a pandemic. Talk about Ebenezer Scrooge, that line, let them die and decrease the surplus population. We're getting pretty darn close to that.
Weren't you encouraged a bit by Governor Cooper convening this bipartisan group of people to work on these health care issues? And obviously his goal was to try to expand that coverage gap or expand Medicaid, but it appears that it's off to a good start.
Well, I think, if you listen to some of the talk, I think there was some pushback from some legislators who are like, I didn't know we were going to be talking about Medicaid expansion. Well, I don't know what they thought they were being invited to, but clearly that's a big part of our healthcare infrastructure. And our hospitals right now are overflowing, and a lot of the people that are admitting are uninsured. So who pays for that?
Well,
And, there is a provider fund that the federal government set up to help pay for the cost of COVID. But, if a person goes in, and we're seeing this, surprise bills, people go into the hospital and they have COVID, but the real issue is an underlying heart disease. That's not covered.
Well, and some of them are getting a COVID surcharge, PPE surcharge on their bills, which is another surprise. Big issues to be talking about in the coming months. Well, thanks for watching the After Spin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.